We think that we've made a lot of progress. We think the Iranians want to make a deal. The President of the United States has asked us to negotiate in good faith, and that's exactly what we've done. So we're in a pretty good spot here, but there's an option B. And the option B is that we could restart the military campaign to continue to prosecute the case, to continue to try to achieve America's objectives. We have an opportunity here, I think, to reset the relationship that has existed between Iran and the United States for 47 years. That's what the president has asked us to do, and that's what we're going to keep on working at. But it takes two to tango.
Well, let's cross send live to Tehran, talk to our correspondent Reza Sayah, who joins us from there. Reza, we heard there J.D. Vance calling it an opportunity to reset relations. I mean, is some kind of deal actually happening, actually possible, Reza, or is it impossible to really say?
I think if there was a deal in the making and there was substantial progress, we would hear about it. Are the two sides making some sort of diplomatic progress? Maybe, maybe not. Are these empty statements designed to deceive the enemy? Maybe, maybe not. The fact is, we've seen it all throughout this conflict. And again, until we see something substantial announced by Tehran in Washington, it's impossible to say. Obviously, over the past few days, we've had a lot of statements and comments from senior officials within the Trump administration. Is there going to be war again? Are they going to be resuming attacks? Or is diplomacy going to succeed? A lot of people have been dissecting the statements. And one of the statements they've dissected is the one made by J.D. Vance, where he said there's progress being made between Tehran and Washington. And this is, quote, an opportunity to reset relations with Tehran. A lot of analysts are looking at that as a signal that real progress is being made. A lot of other analysts are being skeptical because in that same statement, Mr. Vance said the U.S. forces, U.S. troops are locked and loaded, suggesting that war is a possibility. Whatever the case, it looks like some diplomacy, however fragile, is happening. And it's hard to keep up with whose turn it is to respond to the other. But the last information we have is that the proposal sent by Iran, that Mr. Trump earlier in the week called garbage, he responded to Tehran. The Trump administration responded to Tehran. Tehran this week responded with their own 14-point reply. And now we're waiting for Washington to reply. And the question is, are these two sides going to make concessions? Tehran's position is clear that if diplomacy is going to be serious, Washington has to back off of hostilities in all fronts, lift the U.S. naval blockade, unfreeze Iran's assets, one of the many demands. Is Washington willing to make any concessions to these demands? We'll see in the coming days.
Reza, whilst that diplomacy goes on, there remains still those threats of war from both sides. But what's Tehran's reaction to Donald Trump's latest threats?
Tehran's reaction is we're ready and we expect it. I think Tehran's position is that they've been deceived so many times, twice in 10 months during diplomacy, they were attacked. So their position is they prefer diplomacy. They don't see a military solution to this conflict. But if there's a war, they're ready for it. Today, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, says if there's an attack, if the U.S. resumes hostilities, they have a surprise in store for U.S. forces. And it's Tehran's position that if the war resumes, they can make it costly for U.S. forces, U.S. allies, as they did in February and March, targeting U.S. bases, U.S. allies, and Israel once again. So Tehran's position is we want diplomacy, but if there is a war, we're prepared.